Hey guys, welcome back to Football Withdrawals. Let's go ahead and jump right into week 4. Alright, and starting off with the Lions and the Packers. Both teams are coming off of a win from last week. Both teams won really because of their defenses. The Lions defense held the Falcons to 6 points, and the Packers defense, well, they injured Derek Carr.
Everything hurts, and I'm dying.
But this week it's going to be about the offenses. Which one is going to get rolling first and is just going to get into that rhythm. Some notable injuries. The Packers are going to get back potentially Christian Watson and Aaron Jones this week. They're both questionable. That's going to be a huge boost to that Packers offense. And the Lions O-line is pretty banged up. So we'll see how fast Jared Goff can get the ball out. But I'm taking the Packers this week. Alrighty, and next we have the Falcons and the Jaguars. This is the first of the overseas games this season. The Jags are the home team, but I mean, are you really home when you're across the pond?
Hello.
The Falcons have been so up and down offensively so far. Their only offensive consistency has been the run game, and they've yet to give Bijan Robinson hardly more than 10 carries. They're getting Cordell Patterson back this week, potentially. That could help maybe in the return game or just with some more options that they can run with him. But their path to victory is definitely on the ground. The Jaguars are off of a terrible loss last week to the Texans. They're definitely better than the way they played. There was just some big mistakes and some big plays that they gave up. I think that the Jaguars are going to bounce back this week. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. Let me know what you guys think about the Toy Story animation thing that's going on. I think that's all interesting. I'm not sure what to think of the slime time stuff that they've been doing and all the kids stuff. Just let kids enjoy the game we did when we were growing up. Although last year it was utterly hilarious watching Patrick roast Russell Wilson.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
That was definitely a highlight from last season. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that Toy Story thing. Alright, and next up we have the Dolphins and the Bills. Dolphins are coming off of a historic performance, dropping 70 points last week. That was just incredible. Watching Red Zone, really all you were watching was just the Dolphins game because they were constantly scoring or in the red zone. The Bills are coming off of a dominant performance against the Commanders. They played really well both on offense and defense. There's a couple injuries to watch out for this week on that Bills defense. We'll see how those play out. But I'm going to ride with the hot hand in the Dolphins offense. There's just so much speed there.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
Especially if they get Jalen Waddle back. I think the Dolphins are going to take this game. Alright, and now the Vikings and the Panthers. Both these teams are coming off of yet another loss.
Le who? The her.
We only have 4 winless teams left this season, and actually they're all playing each other. So obviously 2 of them are going to come away with a win.
Oh, really?
The Vikings have a couple injuries to watch on that defensive side. But that offense is still powerful. Cam Akers that they just traded for should be playing this week. For the Panthers, Bryce Young just practiced fully, so he should be back to playing and starting this week as well. The Panthers have just been so inconsistent, both on offense and defense. I've got to take the Vikings here. I just really think that Kirk Cousins is finally going to put together their first win here. And now for America's Game of the Week. Just kidding. This is potentially going to be one of the worst games of all time.
This is the worst.
We have the 0-3 Broncos against the 0-3 Bears. Both teams have been utterly atrocious this year so far. The Broncos just got trounced 70-20 something by the Dolphins last week, and the Bears haven't been able to put anything together. Honestly, this one's a toss-up. The Broncos, a couple of weeks, have been able to put something together in the first half of games. And they've been able to score more points against their opponents than the Bears have. I think that's the only reason why they have a chance to win. I'm taking the Broncos here just from experience and Russ. So the Broncos are going to take this game. All right, and next is the Ravens and the Browns in a divisional game here. The Ravens are coming off of an interesting loss to the Colts, who didn't even have Anthony Richardson playing. But the Ravens also were down like 7 or something starters like that. So they're definitely going to be better here. Gus Edwards should be good to go back for them. Still a few guys to watch out for, though. But that Browns defense has been absolutely dominant so far this year. And they're home. Deshaun Watson finally started to look like his old self.
Who wants a body massage?
We'll see what they can do, but I think the Browns are going to take this game at home. All right, and up next we have the Steelers and the Texans. Both teams are starting to find their rhythm. The Texans surprised everybody last week with a win over the Jags. C.J. Stroud starting to look really good. Steelers defense, obviously, which has always been really good, but starting really just to come into their own and kind of play off of each other. And their offense starting to take a few strides last week. Again, I think this is going to be a close game, but I think the Steelers are going to be able to take this one on the road against Texans. And up next, we have the Rams and the Colts. Aaron Donald, please stand up.
Real Slim Shady, please stand up.
Where you been, man? He's been virtually non-existent so far this season. The Colts are getting Anthony Richardson back this week. I just don't see the Rams beating the Colts at home right now with how up and down the Rams have been. The Colts are riding high off of a win against the Ravens and getting the rookie quarterback back. Interesting. I think they're going to take this win this week at home. All right, and up next is the Bucks and the Saints. Both teams are coming off of a loss this past week. Saints lost Derek Carr as well, as he has an injury that's dubbed him week to week. Give Jameis a week to practice as a starter. I'm assuming he'll do better, but he still obviously isn't their best option at quarterback.
Yeah, it's Brooksie's time to shine, baby.
The Bucks are down a couple people on defense potentially in Vita Vea and Jamal Dean, but I think the Bucks are going to go marching in and take the win over the Saints this week. All right, now we have the Commanders and Eagles. After the first 2 weeks, we thought there really was something to the Commanders, and there still might be, but they just got absolutely demolished by the Bills. Some major mistakes by Sam Howell. I think 4 picks. That's just not good, especially when you're going up against a powerful team like the Eagles. This one shouldn't even be close, but yet the Eagles have kind of let the last few games stay close. I'm obviously taking the Eagles at home this week. All right, Bengals at Titans. Evidently, Joe Burrow is healthy.
Is he though?
And the Titans can't get anything going on offense. This is going to be an interesting game. The Bengals started to get something going last week a little bit against the Rams. I think the Bengals are going to take this one. The Titans just haven't been able to get anything going, even with Derrick Henry. He's just been stopped at the line all season. Until they can get more push up front, I don't think the Titans are really going to do anything. So I'm taking the Bengals here. All right, Raiders and Chargers. Chargers finally got their first win last week in a nail-biter against the Vikings. And the Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo is in concussion protocol. I doubt he's going to play this week. His head did hit pretty hard when he got taken to the ground against the Steelers last week. The Raiders just can't really get anything going besides Devontae Adams. So I'm taking the Chargers this week. And now we have Patriots and Cowboys. If you asked me a week ago who I thought was going to win this game, I'd say a Cowboys in a cakewalk. And then the Cardinals happened. So definitely it's going to be a little closer. I think Trayvon Diggs' injury for the Cowboys definitely is going to hurt a little more, obviously, as the season goes along. I just don't have any faith in the Patriots. They haven't been able to put anything together consistently. I know it's only been through 3 weeks, but I think the Cowboys are going to bounce back after a bad loss. They're going to clean up some of their issues. They need to score when they're in the red zone, and they're at home. So I'm taking the Cowboys this week. All right, Cardinals and Niners. How funny would that be if the Cardinals beat the Niners? Um, if that happens, I'd say sit Kyler Murray or trade him or something and keep Josh Dobbs. But no, the Niners are a much more complete team than the Cowboys. They're not struggling with as many injuries on defense um, like the Cowboys were, especially with Trayvon Diggs there. So Niners are taking this. It's going to be the best defense the Cardinals have faced um, this season. And obviously, they have to play them twice because they're in the same division. So Niners are taking this. All right, Chiefs and Jets. The Chiefs are going to get cakewalks back-to-back weeks. The Jets defense is good, but even if they held the Chiefs to 3 touchdowns, that means the Jets still have to score more than 3 touchdowns.
Oh, really?
Which they haven't done like all season. Um, their offenses just have been awful. Can't get anything going. Zach Wilson really needs to build a rapport with Garrett Wilson. Besides just him doing some freak things on some broken plays, the Chiefs are going to mop the floor with the Jets. All right, final game of the week, the Seahawks and Giants. The Seahawks are starting to finally put some things together. Back-to-back weeks scoring over 30 points. The Giants just got handed a loss to them by the Niners last week. They're at home. They're still figuring things out with what to do without Saquon. The Seahawks are definitely taking this as their offense has really been starting to click. So, I'm taking the Seahawks. All right, guys, that's it from my Week 4 picks. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you disagree or agree with anything that I picked. Last week I was 7-9. Not good.
That's not going to be good for business.
Which brings my total to 27-21 so far on the season. My underdog parlay for the week is Bucks and Dolphins. Both right now are the underdogs. Both, I think, have really good chances to win their games. Both are away, but I really think they have really good chances to win. Like and subscribe.
No, I don't think I will.
And share with a friend, and let me know how your bets go this week.